Have you ever wondered why no matter how successful, attractive, or confident you are, some women just don't respond the way you want? Maybe you've tried everything: gifts, compliments, even tricks you read online, but she still seems distant, uninterested, or distracted. What if I told you that the secret to sparking real desire isn't in what you say, how you look, or how much you spend? It's in how you touch her, the subtle places most men never think about, and the psychological cues that awaken her deepest attraction. Today, I'm going to reveal 3 places to kiss that ignite pure horniness in women, and the reason they work goes far beyond physical desire. This isn't about cheap tricks, manipulations, or fleeting passion. This is about creating connection, desire, and emotional surrender, so powerful that even the most skeptical women can't resist. Men over 50, this matters even more because at this stage, the rules are different. Women crave attention, patience, and a man who understands the subtle signs of attraction, desire, and love. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to make her think about you all the time, how to awaken desire instantly, and how to approach intimacy with a confidence that few men ever achieve. So, if you're tired of being ignored, replaced, or tested with the usual lies and tricks women throw at men, stay with me. I'll show you the hidden proofs, the psychological secrets, and the subconscious triggers that transform a simple kiss into an irresistible signal of attraction and commitment. Ask yourself, are you ready to stop guessing and start becoming the man she can't resist, the one who awakens desire and trust with every touch? If the answer is yes, let's dive in. When it comes to attraction, most men underestimate the subtle signals that ignite a woman's desire and curiosity. They think it's all about grand gestures, expensive gifts, or showing off their status as a millionaire, but the truth is far more psychological, more primal, and much more effective. What I'm about to share with you isn't about manipulating or deceiving her. It's about understanding the psychology behind her subconscious reactions and the hidden ways a woman feels chosen, desired, and safe. These are the secrets that make a woman want you even when she pretends to be indifferent, the proofs that attraction can be influenced by small, intentional actions, and the evidences that a single touch can awaken love, desire, and emotional surrender. Let's start with something that most men completely ignore: the nape of her neck. This isn't just an erogenous zone, it's a gateway into her emotional world. When you place a slow, deliberate kiss here, it triggers a cascade of psychological responses that make her feel trusted, safe, and chosen. The nerve endings in this area are directly connected to her brain's emotional centers, which means a kiss here isn't just physical, it's a signal to her subconscious that she can let go, open up, and feel intimacy in a way that most men never understand. And here's a secret that few men ever realize: rushing, dominance, or trying to prove your masculinity destroys the effect. If you truly want to make her crave you, the key is patience, awareness, and understanding that love, desire, and attraction grow in spaces where she feels safe, not pressured. Now imagine this. You're with her in a quiet moment, away from distractions, and you gently brush her hair aside. You pause, letting her feel your presence before you place your lips softly against the nape of her neck. She can't see what you're doing, which means she must trust you completely. In that trust, her subconscious mind begins to interpret every sensation as a signal of safety, respect, and attraction. This is why older men, who understand the power of patience, psychological seduction techniques, and subtle touches, are far more effective at creating lasting desire than younger men who rely on loud, flashy moves or manipulative tactics. When done correctly, a simple kiss in this area becomes proof that you understand not just her body, but her emotions, her subconscious desires, and the way she experiences love. The second area most men completely miss is behind the ear. While the nape connects to trust, the area behind the ear connects to intimacy, secrets, and pleasure. This is one of the most overlooked zones, yet its effects on her psychology are undeniable. A gentle kiss here triggers the release of oxytocin, the hormone of trust, attachment, and connection, sending signals that say, "I'm here, I see you, and I appreciate every hidden part of you." Most men don't approach this area because they fear it's too intimate, too delicate, or because they're unsure of the reaction. She may lean into you, sigh softly, or simply let her guard down, allowing desire and love to flow naturally. Think about the psychological impact of whispering a few personal words as you kiss behind her ear. You're not just touching her skin, you're entering a space reserved for private thoughts, personal vulnerabilities, and her most intimate emotions. Every time you approach this zone with reverence instead of hunger, you create proofs in her subconscious that you are not like other men. You're the kind of man who sees beyond the surface, who notices the small signs and reacts in ways that make her feel chosen. And let's be honest, women are tested constantly in their relationships. They have experienced fake gestures, lies, betrayals, and manipulations, so when a man treats these intimate areas with respect, it's not just a kiss, it's a psychological statement, a secret signal that says, "I'm different, I'm real, I'm committed to connection, not just conquest." Next is a place that seems small and subtle, yet holds profound meaning, her inner wrist. This isn't about horniness or immediate sexual gratification. This is about reverence and attention. The inner wrist is delicate, exposing the pulse and the rhythm of her emotions. When you gently place your lips here, you're not only acknowledging her physicality, you're honoring her emotional state, her subconscious signals, and her vulnerability. Psychology teaches that subtle touches like this activate parts of her brain linked to empathy, care, and connection. A man who kisses her wrist with mindfulness is sending signs that he is aware of the unspoken, the ignored, and the hidden desires she may have never expressed out loud. This small gesture becomes a secret proof that he is different from the men who rush, dominate, or try to impress with material means. Here's the reality. Attraction, desire, and love aren't created in grand, flashy moments. They're created in the quiet, subtle, and often overlooked gestures that most men ignore. By touching these hidden zones, the nape of the neck, behind the ear, and the inner wrist, you're engaging in a form of psychological seduction that is invisible to most men, but impossible for women to forget. Every kiss, every pause, every gentle placement of your hand creates evidences in her mind that you are attentive, patient, and deeply attractive not just in body, but in the way you perceive, respect, and respond to her. For men over 50, this understanding is even more critical. Society often teaches younger men to rely on tests, tricks, and manipulations, but those methods rarely build true desire or emotional intimacy. Women of experience who have encountered cheating, infidelity, lies, and betrayal respond instead to signals of patience, confidence, and thoughtful connection. By using these hidden kisses strategically, you're not just creating desire in the moment. You're planting seeds of long-term love, commitment, and attraction that grows stronger every time she remembers your touch. Consider the subconscious impact of these gestures. Each time you kiss her nape, whisper behind her ear, or touch her wrist, you're sending psychological messages that bypass her conscious filters. She may try to rationalize her feelings, testing your intentions with subtle questions or resistance, but deep down, her subconscious mind is storing proofs of your patience, respect, and attraction. This is where the power lies. Not in your words, not in flashy displays of wealth or status, but in the quiet mastery of presence, touch, and understanding. You are essentially teaching her subconscious to associate you with safety, desire, and emotional connection, a combination no man who relies on superficial tricks can achieve. By now, you should start realizing why most men fail at intimacy, even when they are attractive, successful, or confident. They ignore these subtle signs, they rush, and they fail to understand the psychology of desire and commitment. But when you master these 3 hidden places to kiss and understand how to awaken desire through psychological seduction techniques, you create a dynamic where she is drawn to you, thinking about you all the time, and feeling emotionally connected in ways that last far beyond the bedroom. Now that you understand the subtle power of the nape, behind the ear, and inner wrist, it's time to explore areas that are more intimate, risky, and transformative, places that can elevate desire, attraction, and emotional connection when approached with care and understanding. These zones are not for men who rush, who rely on tricks, lies, or fake gestures, or who are focused solely on immediate gratification. They are for men who grasp the psychology of attraction, who understand why women respond to attention, patience, and thoughtful touch, and who want to create proofs of commitment and desire that linger in her subconscious long after the moment ends. One of the first of these riskier areas is the hollow of her collarbone. This isn't just a spot that feels sensitive, it's symbolically close to her heart. When you place a soft, deliberate kiss here, it communicates reverence, desire, and emotional understanding. Psychology tells us that this area can awaken the limbic system, triggering emotions linked to trust, connection, and even long-term attachment. But there's a critical distinction. If you rush, if you approach it with horniness as your only guide, the effect is lost. The kiss must be slow, intentional, and paired with a sense of presence that makes her feel chosen and safe. This is the subtle psychological seduction technique that separates men who merely attract women superficially from men who inspire desire, love, and commitment. Another often ignored area is the inside of her elbow. Most men never even consider this part of a woman's body, yet its sensitivity is profound. A gentle kiss here can trigger shivers and awaken a deep subconscious response, signaling that you notice the details others overlook. The mind of a woman stores these small but meaningful proofs of attention as evidence of genuine care, attraction, and respect. By understanding these hidden zones, you're effectively learning how to conquer a woman not through manipulation, but through psychology, patience, and reverence. Women subconsciously register your ability to honor her body and emotions, and that is what makes you truly irresistible. Of course, the most intimate areas, her stomach and hip bones, require even more trust. These are not spaces for casual or impatient men. Many women feel vulnerable, self-conscious, or tested in these regions because they are so rarely touched with genuine respect and desire. But for a man who understands the psychology of attraction, commitment, and emotional connection, approaching these zones correctly can awaken a level of desire, love, and emotional surrender few men ever experience. A kiss on her stomach or hips, performed with care, patience, and a subtle understanding of her signals, sends her subconscious messages that you see her completely, desire her deeply, and respect her vulnerability. This is the difference between being just another man and becoming the one she thinks about all the time. It's important to remember that each of these areas, the collarbone, inside of the elbow, stomach, and hips, requires her to feel safe, respected, and emotionally connected. If she hasn't yet experienced trust with you, attempting to kiss these zones can backfire, triggering rejection, discomfort, or doubt. But when done with awareness, each kiss becomes a proof, a secret, and a signal that you are attentive, emotionally intelligent, and deeply attractive on both a physical and psychological level. You're no longer just a man trying to impress. You're a man demonstrating the reasons why she should commit, desire, and value your presence. Let's talk about a gesture that is often underestimated: the placement of your hand on her lower back. This small touch carries enormous emotional weight. It communicates support, protection, and presence, all the things women crave, but are rarely shown in a genuine way. Psychology shows that women are constantly scanning for subtle signs of security, trust, and commitment. And when your hand rests gently on her back, it sends a subconscious message. I've got you. You don't have to carry it all alone. This gesture, simple as it seems, can unlock emotional surrender, deepen connection, and amplify desire and attraction. Many men ignore this, yet it's one of the most effective ways to demonstrate love, commitment, and understanding without a single word. Here's where the mastery of psychological seduction techniques truly comes in. Men who rely on manipulation, tests, lies, or tricks often fail because women are attuned to fake signals, infidelity, and betrayal. But a man who understands how to awaken desire, create instant attraction, and honor her emotional state builds a foundation that's unshakable. Every kiss, every subtle touch, every sign of patience becomes a proof, a secret, and a subconscious trigger that she will remember long after the encounter. This is how you become truly irresistible, not through coercion, not through superficial attractiveness, but through a deep understanding of her psychology, desires, and emotional rhythms. Many men fail because they misunderstand what women respond to. This is the kind of intimacy that goes far beyond physical chemistry. It's emotional, subconscious, and unforgettable. As you practice these techniques, you may notice her responding in ways that are subtle but unmistakable. She leans in, relaxes, laughs softly, or allows herself to be tested without feeling threatened. These are signs that your approach is working, that your touches, whispers, and attention are planting seeds of attraction, desire, and emotional intimacy. Every gesture becomes a proof, a reason, and a signal that you are different from the men who were ignored, rejected, or replaced in her past. You are building a foundation that is both psychological and physical, and that's the ultimate way to become the man she thinks about all the time, the one who awakens desire and love naturally, effortlessly, and consistently. Consider the long-term impact. Mastering these 3 primary places to kiss, along with the riskier areas and supportive gestures, allows you to move beyond surface-level attraction. You are no longer just chasing a woman or testing her with superficial questions or tricks. You are creating subconscious evidence, proofs, and signs that make her desire you, trust you, and feel deeply chosen. This is not fleeting passion. It's a lasting psychological effect that sets you apart from the countless men who rely on horniness, manipulation, or deceit. By embracing these principles, you step into the rare category of men who are truly irresistible, attentive, and attractive on every level, physically, emotionally, and subconsciously. By now, you should begin to realize that creating desire and attraction isn't about rushing, flashy moves, or trying to prove yourself as a millionaire or someone irresistibly attractive on the surface. The real power lies in understanding her psychology, reading her subconscious signals, and applying the subtle techniques that show attention, patience, and genuine interest. Women are constantly tested, ignored, or misled by men who rely on lies, tricks, or manipulative tactics, so when you approach intimacy with respect, reverence, and thoughtfulness, you are already setting yourself apart. Each kiss, touch, and gesture becomes a proof, a secret, and a sign that you are the man who can inspire both desire and commitment, creating memories she cannot forget and feelings that linger long after the moment ends. Let's revisit the idea of risk and vulnerability. The collarbone, inside of the elbow, stomach, and hip bones are areas that many men avoid because they feel too exposed or intimate. But the truth is, these are the zones where desire meets emotion, and where a woman's subconscious recognizes your presence as something rare and meaningful. A kiss on the collarbone isn't just a physical act, it's a psychological signal saying, I honor your body, your emotions, and your vulnerabilities. When done correctly, it ignites desire, trust, and attraction simultaneously. Similarly, kissing the inner elbow or the sides of her body awakens subtle subconscious responses that few men ever learn to influence. The key is to never rush, always respect, and don't treat these moments like tests or challenges. These are not tricks, they are secrets of attraction that create proofs of commitment and emotional intimacy. Another essential gesture is the gentle placement of your hand on her lower back. Most men underestimate how powerful a simple touch can be. When you rest your hand with care and presence, you are sending a subconscious message. I see you. I understand your burdens. I am here to support you. Women respond to these subtle signs of protection, respect, and love, often without even realizing why they feel drawn to you. It's not about dominance or performance. It's about being the man who can balance desire, attraction, and emotional security in every interaction. These are psychological proofs that she subconsciously stores, creating a sense of intimacy that goes far beyond any surface-level encounter. Now, consider the overarching principle of this approach: presence over performance. Many men focus on seduction, horniness, or tricks, thinking they can manipulate women's feelings. But true mastery comes from understanding the psychology of women, the subconscious triggers of attraction, and the subtle signs she gives when she's interested. When you kiss her nape, behind the ear, or wrist, or explore the riskier areas with patience and care, you are creating a pattern of proofs, signs, and evidences that she cannot ignore. She feels desired, appreciated, and emotionally secure. This combination is irresistible. Every kiss, every gentle touch, and every subtle signal becomes evidence of your understanding, your patience, and your commitment, convincing her on a subconscious level that you are the man she wants to be with, desire, and trust. This is the difference between fleeting passion and lasting connection, between a man who is replaced easily and a man who becomes unforgettable. It's also important to acknowledge the role of love, cheating, infidelity, and commitment in a woman's mind. Many have experienced betrayal, lies, or fake gestures in past relationships, making them cautious. By approaching these intimate areas with respect, reverence, and awareness, you're signaling that you are different from the men who hurt or ignored her before. The subconscious proofs you create with every kiss behind the ear, on her collarbone, or even just the gentle placement of your hand on her back, demonstrate that you are trustworthy, committed, and attractive in every way. These subtle acts are more persuasive than words, status, or flashy displays ever could be. So, what does this mean for you in practice? It means that to awaken desire, create instant attraction, and make her chase you, you must pay attention to what most men ignore. You must stop focusing on superficial seduction tactics, always prioritize patience, and never underestimate the power of subtle gestures. By understanding the psychology of women, reading the signs, and creating proofs of emotional connection, you become the man who not only excites her physically but also resonates deeply on a subconscious level. This is the path to being irresistible, to making her think about you all the time, and to building a relationship rooted in desire, love, and trust. And here's the most exciting part. When you integrate these techniques into your daily interactions, every kiss, every touch, and every sign of attention becomes a secret weapon of attraction. The nape, behind the ear, inner wrist, collarbone, elbow, stomach, hip bones, and back are all instruments that, when used thoughtfully, create a psychological framework of desire, commitment, and emotional intimacy. Women respond to these proofs, signs, and evidences naturally, without needing to be convinced or pressured. You are not just performing, you're shaping her subconscious perception of who you are, why she desires you, and why she can trust and commit to you. Imagine the long-term benefits. A man who understands these psychological seduction techniques, who respects and honors the intimate spaces of a woman, becomes someone she thinks about constantly, desires deeply, and feels emotionally connected to. He is not just a fleeting attraction, he becomes a permanent figure in her emotional landscape. The secrets, signs, and proofs embedded in every interaction create a lasting impression, one that makes desire, love, and attraction grow stronger over time. This is not magic, it is psychology, attention, and presence applied with mastery. So, if you've stayed with me until now, you are already ahead of most men who rely on horniness, manipulation, or superficial tactics. You now understand how to approach intimacy with reverence, awaken desire with subtle gestures, and create proofs of emotional connection that she cannot ignore. If you want to take this to the next level, I have something special for you. A new ebook designed for men over 50, packed with psychological insights, practical steps, and strategies to attract the right woman, make her chase you, and awaken desire like never before. This is your chance to turn subtle knowledge into lasting attraction, love, and commitment. Remember, to be irresistible, to make her think about you all the time, and to create desire that lasts, it's not about rushing, cheating, or trying to trick her. It's about understanding the psychology of women, respecting the signals, and using subtle touches and gestures to build subconscious proofs of attraction and love. The nape of the neck, behind the ear, inner wrist, collarbone, inside of the elbow, stomach, hips, and back are more than just erogenous zones. They are psychological keys to unlocking desire, trust, and emotional connection. Master them, and you will become the man she cannot replace, ignore, or forget. Have you noticed how some men seem to naturally attract women without effort, while others are stuck in doubt and fear? I put together something that can change that completely. It's a complete guide with practical strategies that can transform your way of connecting and help you build genuine connections. Check the first pinned comment. It's worth a look. If you've uncovered these powerful secrets and want to go even further, here's another revealing video you can't afford to miss. Watch it to discover the subtle ways women reveal their true intentions and learn how to protect yourself. Because the more you understand, the more control you'll have over your love life.